The ISC World Fast Pitch Softball Tournament has officially returned to Sioux City for the first time in 5 years. And Tom Ryther is standing by live at Pencor Park. What's it like out there, Tom?
Well, it's actually pretty nice. You know, I was at Fort Dodge for most of last week's covering the world, the girls tournament, and it's so nice out here. I look kind of silly with my umbrella. It was raining so much last week, but it is nice. This is only the second day of the 10-day tournament, and already Pencor has already played 2 games. They beat a team from Shreveport, Louisiana last night with a 7-0 win. And today they took on Stuart Taylor Printing out of Duluth, Minnesota. And we have highlights of that game. It was a nice day for a softball game. First inning now, Pencor wasting no time after Bill Boyer led off with a hit. Marty Kernigan will find the gap up the middle. Boyer will score, and it's 1-0 in favor of Pencor early on. Then Mark Sorensen will get the single up the middle, and Kernigan will move over to third base. Now, one batter later, the bases were loaded, and Tim Wall, the grounder, will go up the middle. 2 runs will score, and Pencor had the 3-0 lead after the first inning. On the mound for Pencor today, Jimmy Seaman holding Duluth to just 1 hit and no runs. He gets the K here. 5-0 is the final score, and Pencor advances in the winner's bracket, and will play again on Monday night at 8:15. And joining me now is a man who had those 2 RBIs in the first inning, Tim Wall. Tim, good game today. You guys got off to a good start in the first inning.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, we did get off to a good start. Always makes things a little bit easier when you can get 3 runs for your pitcher first inning.
Now, you won last night 7-0, today 5-0. Has it been too easy, or are you guys just this psyched up?
Well, no, it hasn't been too easy. We played 2 good ball games. We are fired up. The key, though, in a tournament like this is to hold that out for 9 days. So
we'll find out how you do. Well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks very much, Tom.
Right. And also joining me now, we have the coach of Pencor, Gail Kurtz. Gail, the first thing I want to ask you is the same question. Has it been too easy? Why is this team so fired up?
Well, we just hit the ball basically the first 2 nights, and I think you'll see as the tournament grows longer, competition is going to be a little stronger, and it won't be as easy as it's been the first couple of days.
Now, if you were to win this tournament, you would need to win 7 games. Normally, if the tournament's not in Sioux City, you just need 6. Is that extra game a hindrance, or is it kind of nice to play 1 more in front of the hometown crowd?
I really like the idea of us playing the extra game because it gets you going. Usually your first opponent isn't a powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination, and it gets you going. And so we've had an opportunity to play 2 games before some teams have even played a game, and it got us loosened up and got some guys in there taking some cuts even off the bench. So I like the extra game.
What thoughts do you have on the tournament so far? The hometown crowd is obviously packed.
Yeah, we've had good crowds. I look for the crowds to even get better as the week gets longer and the matchups get a little stronger. And I think we'll really draw well, and I think there'll be a lot of excitement out here.
Yeah, there will be. That's guaranteed. We'll talk to you again sometime soon. Good luck. Hey, thanks a lot. Like I said, the action here is now quiet, but tonight it will heat up again. The opening ceremonies will be taking place at 7 o'clock. All 48 teams will be there for that game and in uniform, and that'll be your chance to check out just all the world's best in fast-pitch softball in one sitting. Then immediately following that game, tonight's feature game, the defending champion, Seafirst Bank out of Washington State, along with their legendary pitcher, Jimmy Moore, will be on the mound tonight, and that should be a great match, taking on the St. Paul, Minnesota Silver Bullets, and that game will go at 8 o'clock. And Sioux City's all-time best high school softball team returned home this afternoon. A nice crowd was on hand to welcome the West High girls as they brought home the 4th-place trophy, and they won 2 games in that tournament. Not bad for a team that wasn't even ranked all year. Only 2 seniors are on this team, and they finished with a record of 27-13, so congratulations to them. And now we'll switch over to baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays, they started today 5 games ahead of the Detroit Tigers in the American League East, and they were hosting Boston today at the Sky Dome for the 2nd time. The Sky Dome had to be closed because of inclement weather, the 2nd time in the history of that stadium. The Red Sox, though, made it 2 straight over the Blue Jays with a 7-1 victory. Boston rode the 4-hit pitching of Greg Harris, while Tony Pena and Jack Clark were the difference, 3 RBIs each, 7-1 the final score. Here are the American League scoreboards. One other game going on, and that's the Tigers in the first game of a doubleheader, 2-0 over the Yankees in the 6th inning. And in the National League, the Chicago Cubs were causing all kinds of problems for the New York Mets. Again, the Mets now starting to fall back in the pack behind the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League East at Wrigley Field today. Another great day for baseball. But Bob Scanlon had to come out of the bullpen when Frank Castillo went down with an arm injury and threw one hit ball over 6 2/3 innings. Some great defense. Obviously, he's going to help you there. Ryan Sandberg's 3-run homer in the last of the 6th inning put the Chicago Cubs ahead to stay and made a loser of reliever Tim Burke. The Cubs win today 6-2. The Cubs beat the Mets for the 6th straight time. Also on the PGA Tour, we don't have video. We'll take a look at complete highlights from that tonight. John Daly, the rookie, he was on the Ben Hogan Tour last year and played somewhat there this year. The longest hitter in the PGA Tour. He's still atop the leaderboard at -10. Right behind him, one stroke back, is Kenny Knox, followed by Craig Stadler. And as far as out here at Pencore Park, the festivities will start up again at 7 o'clock with the defending champion Seafirst Bank hitting the field at 8 o'clock. But the opening ceremony, though, should be exciting. The Canadian National Anthem will be sung, none other by, you're probably looking at her right now, Alicia Bolke.
If I can get out there and the traffic's not too bad, I'll sing it.
Well, we'll have a packed house for you.
We're looking forward to your reports, Tom. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
When we come back, some of baseball's
games head-to-head. Our Tom Ryther has been at the park throughout most of the day, and Tom's got an update on what is the 4th day of action. Tom?
Well, today was not a good day for one of the area teams, R.E. Scott. One of the penalties, I guess you can say, if you pay for losing a first-round game is you might play early in the morning, and that's exactly what happened, and that would prove to be bad news for R.E. Scott. There were 3 Sioux City teams were in this tournament on Friday. That number has now dropped to 2 as the host team, R.E. Scott, was taken care of this morning by the Carp Valley of Ontario, the Pride. Early in the morning, 8 a.m. was the time of this game. Dennis Quaid on the mound for R.E. Scott. He will get out of the first inning jam without any trouble. But in the second, trouble would arise again. This time, the damage was done. The Pride scoring their first run. Steve Price will single in Wayne Morris, and they have the lead. Then Tom Patterson will poke a shot up the middle past a diving Jeff Strain. Dan Royce will come around to score, and that's just about how the day went for R.E. Scott. Even though the routine plays weren't even routine anymore, Strain can't make the play, and the Pride bump R.E. Scott out of their own tournament with a 6-0 win. And R.E. Scott, even though the team was out of the tournament, they are one of the organizers of this festival of sorts, and one of the reasons for the early success of this tournament is the number of volunteers. Usually you don't notice them. They're pretty much behind the scene and everything, but when you do notice them, you may not even think you're noticing them, and the groundskeepers are a big part of that. It's like they have their own little version of Desert Storm. As soon as the game ends, they hit the dirt, raking, packing, watering, and chalking. And in about 3 to 4 minutes, it's over, and another game begins.
Most people have grown up either holding on to a hose or a rake, so you need a little expertise on the chalk box, obviously, because when the fans look at the fields, you know, you don't want to see a crooked chalk line out there.
What's amazing is that they're all volunteers, putting in their own time for no pay. But do they get anything out of this?
I'm here because I'm a big softball fan for our area especially. I enjoy following softball. I played for many years myself and have a daughter playing for the East varsity team, and I really enjoy helping out here.
It's kind of fun just being out here and watching some of the games, some of the best competition around, and just things like that. You know, it's not everything to money, you know, it's just kind of fun being out here.
There are about 45 hand-picked volunteer groundkeepers in all. And the hours they put in during this first week of the tournament are staggering.
Today and tomorrow will be our big test, too, because both days start at 8 o'clock and go till, I don't know, I've been out here about 6 o'clock in the morning till upwards of 2 o'clock in the morning since this thing started, and plus last week getting the fields ready before the tournament even started.
And you have to remember there will be about 100 of these games played in the 10-day period, and you'll see these people out there after every single game. Really busy. Action out here right now is running a little bit behind schedule. The Sioux City Sioux and Pencore were scheduled to play separate games at 8:15. That may be a little bit later, but I still advise you to come out early because parking will be tough and there'll be a packed house for these games. Tim?
And Tom, you'll be standing by tonight, of course, update us on the action again tonight at 10, correct?
Yes, we will.
All right. Tom Ryther at Pencore Park. Again, the Explorers. Our Tom Ryther has been at the ballpark most of the day. He's on hand again tonight. And Tom, what's the update?
Well, Tim, you mentioned that there are two teams playing in action right now. They're a little bit behind schedule. These games are now in about the 5th inning. They started about an hour late. There are 3 teams, though, in this tournament at the beginning. As we check out some of the scores, the Sioux City Sioux are in a scoreless game with Guanella Brothers right now in the 2nd inning. And as far as the Pencor game, we got a couple of highlights to show you from that right now. Just a jam-packed house is on hand tonight at Pencor Park. As you can see, the place is just packed. Michael White is on the mound for Pencor, and right now in the top of the 5th inning, he has a no-hitter going, and that has been the story. As far as the scoring for Pencor, Marty Kernigan a 2-run homer, and that kind of made the difference as Pencor right now has a 4-0 lead. And joining me right now is talking about the 3rd team from Sioux City, R.E. Scott, the manager. Ron Amick now joins me. You guys played this morning, lost to the Carp Valley out of Ontario, 6-0, but you played at 8 in the morning. Did that make a difference at all?
Well, playing 8 in the morning always makes a difference. We were ready for this ball game today. I think we're kind of disappointed the way we played well Friday night and didn't go back nearly as strong as we should have. But Carp Valley's got a good ball club, and we're happy to play them the way we did. And I tell you what, we're tickled just to be in this tournament.
It was kind of a tough day for you guys. A lot of close calls, and none of them really seemed to go your way. Did that kind of set the pace for the course of the game and maybe frustrate you guys a little bit?
Well, the first inning, I think we had a couple of calls. I think they should have went our way. It kind of slowed the momentum down a little bit, and I think we had a chance to maybe get on the board the first inning. I think it would have made the difference in the ball game as far as scoring some more runs.
Now, while you guys are out of the tournament as far as a team, you're certainly not out. You are the host team of this tournament. Tell me about some of the things that you'll be going on for the next week.
The next week there's groundskeeping to be taken care of. We've got tickets to collect, and there's concessions our team is taking care of a little bit on Sunday. I think our team is taking care of selling all the drinks around here. So,
what thoughts do you have on the tournament so far? It's still just a few days old, but the crowds have been great. Any thoughts?
I think the crowds have been excellent, and I tell you what, right now tonight it's a great party out here. There's all kinds of people here, and we're tickled. It took us till Wednesday night in '86 to have this big a crowd, and right now it's Monday night, and we got a long ways to go yet. It's looking real good.
Yeah, thank you for joining me, Ron. We'll talk to you again later on.
Thank you.
And Tim, right now, as we said, the Sioux City Sioux are playing Guanella Brothers. There's no score in the 2nd inning in that game. As far as Pencor, the score is 4-0 in the top of the 5th. They lead over Midland Michigan Explorers, and we'll have more on that, of course, tomorrow night, too.
Good enough. Tom, thanks for the report. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night. Pencor, should they win, the Sioux, they're waiting to begin their losers bracket game just coming up in the next few minutes. Our Tom Ryther is standing by at Pencor Park with the latest update on the Sioux and the tournament. Tom?
Tim, you hit the nail on the head. These games are getting longer, and that's because the caliber of play between these two teams are so close that extra innings is a strong possibility, and we found out that last night. The Sioux City Sioux were in action. They're going to be playing tonight at 6:30. That's with scheduled time, but it'll be closer to about 8 o'clock, 8:15 before they take on Green Bay of Wisconsin, and they need to win that game to stay alive. Last night, they played one of the best teams in this tournament. That was Guanella Brothers, and we have highlights from that game last night. Late last night, this was a battle of the pitchers and defense. The Guanella Brothers ace Chubb Tangaroa with one of 12 Ks on the night. Leroy Jolstad with a strong effort for the Sioux. He records the strikeout here. And Jolstad got some pretty nifty defense as well. Steve Van Ginkel over to Doug Kozney, to James Blake, the double play, and out of another inning. But in the bottom of the 8th, the game would go to the brothers from California with Peter Turner at third base. Jolstad will let loose a wild pitch. Wayne Saunders can't handle it, and the winning run will cross the plate. 1-0 the final is that in that game, and the Sioux will play again at about 6:30. As far as Sioux City's other teams still in the tournament, they are one of the 8 undefeated teams left. That is Pencor. They will play tomorrow night against the defending champions from Canada, Owen Sound of Ontario. And joining me right now is one of the players from Pencor, Bob Michelson. Bob, you played 3 games. You won them all 3, and you've outscored your opponent 16-0. Obviously, Pencor is running on all cylinders.
Things are going really good right now. Our pitchers have only given up 1 hit in 3 games, and most of the guys in the team are swinging the bat really well, so we're pleased.
What about tomorrow night's game, the Canadian defending national champions, Owen Sound? What do you know about them?
Well, we know that Brad Underwood is probably one of the top 3 or 4 pitchers in the world, and at different points in his career, I'm sure has been the best.
What about the Sioux? Is that why you're here tonight? Kind of check out, see how they do?
Oh yeah, we're hoping that another home team can stay in the tournament, and they have a really good chance to win some more games. Hopefully they will.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bob. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Okay, Tim, as we said, the Sioux will be scheduled to play at 6:30, but it'll be closer to about 8 to 8:15 before that game gets started. Back to you.
Okay. And we'll be back out to you a little bit later on tonight. The Sioux, Green Bay, Wisconsin, the opponent. We'll check the highlights with Tom at 10. The Sioux City Sioux, after suffering a loss last night to the Guanella brothers of California, a 1-0 setback. The locals facing Green Bay, Wisconsin in a survival contest tonight. Tom Ryther's at the ballpark and has an evening update. Tom?
Well, Tim, you mentioned they lost last night 1-0. They're probably one of the favorite teams in this tournament. 1-0 was that final, a heartbreaking loss. But they did take one of those favorite teams into extra innings, and tonight the Sioux are in extra innings right now. They're taking on Green Bay. Carnation, we have some highlights from that game, a defensive battle. Another good-sized crowd was on hand for this one, a packed house, about 3,000. Wayne Gura on the mound for Green Bay, the Carnation. He had 5 strikeouts through regulation, holding the Sioux scoreless through 7 innings of play. Glenn Manley on the mound for the Sioux. He had just 4 strikeouts through 7 and had to rely on some pretty good defense. Mike Nichols would get the nice catch on the Texas leaguer with a runner in scoring position. And Manley also relying on more defense, and that's the way we stand right now. And in the bottom of the 8th, there's still no score in this game, and the Sioux, if they should happen to win this game, they will be playing the winner of this game between Shelbyville, Indiana, and Amsterdam, New York. And this game right now, Amsterdam, looks like they're going to win that game. And tomorrow night, this field here, it will be packed as Pencor will take the field at 6:30 p.m. versus the defending champions from Canada, Owen Sound out of Ontario. Tim?
Tom, I'm guessing a great crowd. You mentioned 3,000 at the Sioux contest. How about Field 1? A pretty good attendance tonight as well?
Well, this game here isn't too bad. This is all the focus right now is local. The Sioux are playing on Field 2, and that's where everyone is. But this field will be packed tomorrow night for Pencor.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Want to also mention the winner has been the case this week. Our Tom Ryther is standing by live at the ballpark with an update with this evening's good and bad news. Huh, Tom?
Good and bad news is exactly right. There are 48 teams at the start of this tournament. That number is starting to go down rather quickly now, and unfortunately one of those teams that got knocked out is the Sioux City Sioux, but they have nothing to be ashamed of. Let's check out the scores today and just see how they did. The Sioux ended up losing to Amsterdam, New York. 5-0 was the final score in that game. The New York Amsterdam Spirit, they would score all of their runs in the first 3 innings. The Sioux had to play 3 games. This is their 3rd consecutive day for a game. 2 of those games went to extra innings, but they have nothing to be ashamed of, as I said before. They leave the tournament with a 3-2 record. This is their first year of existence, so not too bad considering. Pencor, on the other hand, they just keep rolling right along. Let's take a look at highlights from their game tonight against Owen Sound out of Ontario. Nice crowd on hand. Wasn't the big crowd that it was on hand a couple nights ago. About 5,000 were here tonight. Brad Underwood gets the K on Marty Kernigan, and remember that play because you'll see it later on too. Jimmy Seaman was just as effective on the mound for Pencor. Now let's move to the top of the 3rd. 2 men on, 1 out. Steve Carrion at bat. That even hurts just to watch it. That would load the bases as Underwood starts to get a little wild. Look who's up, Marty Kernigan. He goes right down the right field line. The ball is trapped and on the line, and that empties the bases. And watch Carrion come in here. Basically out of nowhere, and that makes the final score 3-0. Seaman went the rest of the way, just giving up 1 hit for Pencor as they win 3-0 the final score. Pencor has now won 4 straight games. They've only given up 2 hits in this whole tournament, outscoring their opponents by a total of 19-0. They keep moving along. They'll play Friday at 7:30.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Again, the tournament switches tomorrow. We can tell you to a single field.
Classic battle headlines, the playoff games tonight in Sioux City. Tim's here with
some classic football weather, too, I guess. Kind of cold, kind of snowy, all that kind of stuff. 4 steps from state, that's where the teams in playoff contention started the evening. And, of course, only half of those teams now get to take that second step towards the Unidome. Included Easton Heelan in the 52nd matchup of their rivalry. Tom Ryther's been at Roberts Stadium all night and is standing by with a chilly update. Tom?
Tim, yeah, you talk about chilly weather. Tonight, Heelan said it was Crusader football weather. It's the way they want to play in it. It was a cold night. The 9th time since 1975 that Heelan and East have met in the postseason. Each team winning 4 times, so kind of a rubber match tonight. 14-0 Heelan won in the regular season. This game was kind of a replay. Let's check out some of the highlights from tonight. Actually, it was East that was getting the breaks early on. Watch what happens here. They had to punt. And if you watch closely, a Heelan player will end up running into the ball, trying to make the block, but Chad Hine is there and gets the recovery. But the Heelan defense would come through. East was not able to move the ball on this possession along with several others. Jared Kavidra completes the pass, but his receiver is stuffed by about 3 defenders, and it was that way pretty much all night. Nick Harrington, though, later in the first quarter, 24 yards. He will romp for the game's first score as he heads down the left sideline. Almost untouched, 7-0 at this point. The defense for Heelan, again, coming through, would not let the Black Raiders get even close to a touchdown. John LaFleur, the big junior, and he was ice cold tonight as for in East, at least in East eyes. Kavidra has to scramble, but LaFleur is there getting the sack. Second quarter now. It's Harrington again on the reverse, this time down the other sideline. And this is from 13 yards out, and will make the score 14-0 at the half. And that's the way it was at the intermission. The second half, something we haven't seen for a while. Do you recognize that? Snow. The Heelan defense was just as cold as that snow. They did not let East move the ball at all. Brian Andrews tracks down Kavidra. He's able to get the sack. Dan Davies would later add a 30-yard field goal to make it 17-0. Dennis Nelson later scored on a 1-yard run for Heelan, and East would score, but very late in the game. And as we check the final score, 24-6, Heelan advancing in the playoffs. And after the game, Harrington, he talked about the being the offensive show in this game, scoring 2 touchdowns.
Well, at first we started out pretty slow, but we got some good downfield blocks, everybody locked on. And if they block, all I have to do is run. So.
Well, I thought it was a tremendous effort by our kids. I did some things before the game that's a little out of character to try to get them to understand what you have to do to play at an intensity level. And they responded. In the second half, I saw some blank faces again, and, you know, we just had to cut her loose and go. And, you know, our defensive coaches did a great job. We had some breakdowns still, but we beat a pretty good football team. We made quite a turnaround. There is no more embarrassment from last Friday, and that was one of our goals. It was time for us to do something about that embarrassment, and we did tonight. And, you know, we're thrilled, we're tickled, and we've broken that routine that's been going on for a long time. The monkey's off our back.
So there you have it, 24-6, the final. Heelan wins, advancing in the playoffs in the season's first snowstorm. Tim?
Thanks, Tom. Good report. Thanks for the update. Meanwhile, the Iowa Prep Hockey Championship is being decided in Sioux City this weekend. Our Tom Ryther is standing by live at the auditorium with an update on the defending champion, Sioux City Metros. Tom?
You know, Tim, with all the basketball and wrestling tournaments going on, you can't forget that the hockey tournament is going on in our own backyard. The defending champion, Sioux City Metros, trying to defend their state title. On their home ice, they hosted Waterloo, the Warriors, today. Let's check out some of the highlights from that game. It was a good game, kind of a tough one early on. Early first period, and I mean early, only a minute and a half gone. Corey Roberts finds the back of the net with a loose puck, and it's 1-0 Metros. But Waterloo was tough. They would counter with 2 goals. This one on the power play, and that was the second one, 2-1 Waterloo at this point. The Metros would tie it at 2. Then in the second period, Dan Davies gives the Metros the lead back with the wrist shot. A little excited about it. Roberts, though, would give the Sioux City a 4-2 advantage, knocking in the rebound there. The Metros scoring 5 unanswered goals after falling behind. 6-2 the final. The Metros will play Ames tomorrow at 12 noon. And joining me now is one of the heroes from that game. Had 2 goals today. It's Corey Roberts. Corey, kind of a tough start for you guys in today's game, but you came back strong.
Yeah, we lost a couple of our top scorers today, but it was okay overall. We came back. You know, it was a tough game, but it was okay.
Well, tell me about the pressure of defending the state title on your home ice. Do you feel any?
None at all. We got the home crowd. It's kind of nice to play on your own ice, so it'll be no problem. I think we'll probably win it.
Well, we'll try to get some more people in here tomorrow. It should be even rowdier. The Metros will play again tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon when they take on Ames. Back to you, Tim.
All right, Tom, thanks. We'll keep you posted on the hockey throughout the weekend.
Batting This is a Major 9 News Brief with Greg Lund. This is a Major 9 News Brief with Greg Lund. You're watching the Major 9 News Nightcast.
Ready now, 2 out. 2 out, we're running. What are you looking for? Come on. What are you guys looking for? 2 outs, you're running. You don't look where the ball is, you look for the bag. Got that, Phil?
Comfortable?
No. I should get a picture of the scoreboard, huh?
Yeah, if you know that's long.